Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. Do subscribe, like, share these videos, tell your friends if you resonate with this, then it will resonate with others. And it's so important that we get this new way message out of what our children are bringing towards us and what us mothers are actually having to realize. So PDA, ODD, assume you know what it is. It's pathological demand avoidance or oppositional defiance disorder. That's if we look at it through the medical system, that diagnosing world, that there's something wrong with us. I don't look at it like that. Then people have looked at new age spiritual world, what are our children? How do we do, for example, gentle parenting and all of that. Things haven't been working out in these worlds, and I'm looking at the new way in the middle where the harmony is. It gets down to the heart of the matter. So, for example, with PDA and ODD, we're going to look at why are our children coming in and showing up like that? What is the role for us mothers? And how do we go forward in the most empowered way from this, knowing that our children are going to bring up the shit? So straight to the point, children who resist, I don't use labels and diagnoses because that's over here in that world. Children who resist are asking us to look at what exactly are they resisting doing. Now, on the child's side of things, we need to look at two things. Sometimes they're resisting because they are actually having emotions about it, and we can help them through that. Sometimes they're resisting it because their seed of intelligence, their little seed inside them, I talk about this a lot in my work, is drawing them and saying, no, it's not my scene, it's not my path, stop making me do this stuff. So we're going to look at that one first. That side is for us mothers to really get over our own shit of what we think we know best, what we think we'd like for them, what we've been told for them, what we believe, what a guru has said, what mother-in-law thinks. Anything is to break all that shit down and to get onto our child's page rather than going opposite them. So there's always reflections. Generally, when our children are resisting us, there's guaranteed there's resistance from mothers. We can talk about the rest of the family unit, but it's you are it. You have to own this and be empowered in this, to know that I'm thinking of all the different things to say, is that you are it. This is your, virtual reality here. Everything comes from within. So when your child comes along and resists you, firstly, there's a whole process I go through with the 4 bodies in a work process, let alone the mother-child healing approach that I teach, is that you have to look within you to go, how am I feeling right now when my child says no? Or any type of resistance, what's going on within me? They are magnetically raising old charge within me, generally about this topic, but it could be about anything. You could be stressed from the day. Your husband might have said something, awful about money that morning. Maybe you saw a triggering post the day before on Facebook. Maybe you're just exhausted of being a mum of this child that's come in, and it's one more thing. They're going to raise emotions in you. If you are at that season of your life to feel the emotions within you. So many mums have been, exploring the starry energy, energetics and all of that. There's other mums who have been exploring the earth energy. Basically, generations past has been earth energy. Now many mums are being pulled into the heart energy in between. I need to feel, I can start to feel all this stuff coming up. I can barely, squash it down. Our children are coming in to go, I'm going to squeeze the toothpaste tube in you, mum, to see how you feel when I react like this. So, I could talk on examples all day long. I'm going to keep it quite general today. If your child is resisting something or they say no, the first thing is to actually get on their page to go, what are they saying no to? Now, we have to keep a very open mind in our children and what they're saying no to. Sometimes it can be really hard to see that there'll be something good that they'll be saying no about. But sometimes it's the elephant in the room. And let's just say, like I talk about school refusal. I've just done a recent video on that, so have a look. You say, it's time to go to school. They say no. Straight up, you have to look at the elephant in the room to go, is school the place for them? So remember, elephants in the room need to be looked at. What is the thing your child is saying no to? You have to virtually start to feel your feelings on that thing. And that is the first part as far as honoring yourself as a mum, to go, oh, I don't really want to look at the idea that you may not be, let's just say, fitting into school or not wanting to do that homework assignment or whatever it is, because you virtually know that means I'm going to have to turn over here, go against, talk to my partner. I'm going to have to make big changes in life. I don't have the energy for this. I don't have the time, don't have the space. I don't think I could do it. And we shut straight down. That's not possible. So let's keep trying to shove you this way so I don't have to look at the elephant in the room. The point being is the elephant doesn't go anywhere and it's sitting under the rug, and you're going to get pushed and pushed and pushed to look at it. And or, you can squeeze your child to school every day. Well, some children you can't, but heart connections is going to go with your child if you don't get onto their page and really sit in the bathtub, I call it, and look at things with them to go, okay, I see what you're feeling, or I see what you're experiencing, I feel what you're feeling, and I hear what you're saying. I see you, feel you, hear you. When you take the time to do all three, then your child has a very different response because you've literally seen them, felt them, and heard them. The more we don't do that with our children, the more they're going to go up and down. You're not hearing me, you're not feeling me, you're not seeing me, no matter what lovely things you say, and oh, I hear you and all of that. As soon as it gets up to here and heady stuff, it's not in the body to actually go, yeah, I actually do feel you. It's ridiculous we're sending you to school when you don't do anything all day. It's so not your thing. You're a hands-on type of child, like anything. You have to get on their page to see what's going on so that you can understand it from their point of view. And then you have to talk out loud. So I always say heart and throat, feel it with them and then talk about it. Don't just feel it behind closed doors, but actually go back and say, yeah, I get you. Because then there's a part of your inner work that's done that sometimes children can change. They're like, you know what, Mum, I'll go and do that. And you're like, what? And it's because they have to keep reflecting us like an energetic puppet until we see the shit that we needed to feel and we needed to work through. And you have to feel into it. In my courses, I'm doing a 6-month course, which should be a 5-year course, around getting into feeling, especially for mums who have been more on the star energy or the earth energy. How do I feel? How do I not go and just spill my stuff everywhere if I start feeling, but actually knowing that you've probably been through the same types of emotions on the same types of themes that your child is going through and resisting you on. It's time now to go back and find that, to go, yeah, okay, I get you. I'm using just the school example, but it could be anything, going, yeah, I used to hate doing assignments, or, yeah, I used to dread going and cleaning the shower. My mum would say, clean the shower, but A, I couldn't see because I had my glasses on, and B, I couldn't stand the chemicals that she was giving to me. I didn't always know to explain that, and children don't always know to explain things. They're just like, nah, it doesn't feel right. My seed of intelligence is saying, no, that's what it is. And so we have to really then dig into what is going on. What is the heart of the matter for our children? They are not giving us much sometimes because they're like, off me, back to you, Mum. You've got to do the work to tune in and see what's actually going on. And then you can go, okay, is it a problem with this? Is it a problem with that? What's actually the issue here? And really checking in. Sometimes in your heart, you already know the answer, but we can really have our monkey mind pop a little net over us going, I don't know what you're on about. I don't know, because I don't want to have to deal with the shit once we see what the issue is. So getting to the elephant in the room is such a big thing, and getting on your page, I'm using my hands, on your child's page, you have to be with them, not against them. Because if you're against them, you are literally just reflecting oppositional energy to your child. And they're going to keep reflecting that back until you find your way into your heart. And it's very hard to get on your child's page, particularly when they can be so stinking tricky, until you've let this charge up. And that's the point of what they're doing, is saying, feel your shit, Mum, get frustrated, get angry, until you can get into tears, really, which is, I'm just done with this. I'm really, jealous of these other families that don't have a child like this. I am tired, whatever it is. Once you've done that, and you can only see it on the other side, when you've let go of the charge, it's so much easier to be on your child's page, to go, you know what, I've gone through the same stuff way back, or, like just recently with a boss that was telling me what to do, and here I am doing the same thing to you. So it's a big, massive prod for us mums to get into self-responsibility and to really honor the energetics that everything in our external world is reflecting what's coming up within us to be seen, which I say is on our soul agreement. I said, yep, I would explore, let's just say school refusal. Here it is. Why did I say I'd explore that? Oh, yeah, because back here I was exploring at primary school what it was like to be told to do shit that I didn't want to do. It was grindingly hard. I chose to go through school. Okay, I'm going to literally grind in and hold in and do the stuff to be the good girl or whatnot. Now I'm getting the chance to bring that stuff up, and my child has come in literally as an energetic puppet to make that happen. Now, the importance of doing your inner work on this is that your child is going to keep being an energetic puppet to you, coming from what I call their monkey mind. They're just, no, until mum cracks. She cracks, she gets in her heart, she sees her child, the energy drops. Then the child can come from their true essence. You're either coming from your monkey mind, which is not your true self, or your true essence, like beautiful gifts and how you are supposed to be expressing yourself. And our children are forever being our energetic puppets until we keep doing the inner work on each theme and challenge that they bring to us. That is the energetics. It's the same with our partners, ex-partners, the postman. Everyone is reflecting us either in a basically a good way or a bad way, depending on what's going on within us. And I'm writing a book. I've got 3 books. It's probably going to be 5 all about this. But the main part is to understand there is order and processes to what's going on within us, what wants to be seen, the life themes that we're working through on our soul agreement, literally in orchestration with what's going on in the external world. So have a look at more of my videos if you're interested, just to make sense of all these concepts through practical things. Now, the other thing is also, as I said at the start, to honor that your child may be resisting stuff if they truly have big feelings about it and we're trying to shove them there, again, without having heart. Let's just say, get in the pool, it's time for your swimming lesson. No, okay, let's just see. And instead of, I've paid for this, you need to do it, the teacher's waiting, all of those factors that can turn us against our child, it's to literally come and sit with them and to go, okay, what's going on here? The elephant in the room is, I know that you're not that keen, but I think you should be, able to swim. So we're putting you in lessons. Dad thinks that you should do it. And I don't really want to have to talk up to him to say, I think we need to quit. Yes, it's halfway. We've paid for the term, but he's really not feeling it. The moment you come again onto your child's page to honor, how are you feeling? You must be feeling worried. That I can see, whatever you're feeling, if they won't tell you how they're feeling, which is typically the start, I'm going to stay closed up. You do the work, mum. You tune into me. It takes one to know one is a big energetic law that I work with. As soon as you have started working more and more with your emotions, you know what people are feeling, and there's no kidding yourself. You go, yeah, I know you'd be panicked, because actually I've been going back and going, oh, wow, I remember when I used to get thrown in the pool when I was very little and panicking on the inside, holding it all together. And now you're giving me that chance to look at it, to go, yeah, actually, we are pushing ourselves as humans, where when I come back to the energetic concept of the seed of intelligence within you, you've got a soul agreement that you said you'd explore all these life themes down here on earth. It got crumpled up and encoded on your seed of intelligence, and you're being pulled to what feels right and good, because that's your path, and what does not feel right and good, because that is not your path. And so that's where we have the clashes with our children when we're coming through as adults, adult supremacy, thinking we know best, with all the conditioning and the shoulds and traditions and all of that shit. And we're trying to put it on our children, but our children are, hang on, no, I'm feeling my seed of intelligence. And it's saying, nah. So children with PDA, ODD, like I just basically say any child that resists, and children will resist, as you can see, from toddlerhood through to teenagers, through to adults. I don't want to do that. That's where we have to honor this concept, to go, heck, if I start going against them, I'm literally squashing their seed of intelligence that is guiding them through their life. It is the biggest gift you can give your child as a mother, to go, okay, hang on, I'm going to do the work here to go, what's going on within me that thinks you need to be doing this and that wants to go back at you because I don't want to look at my own charge about having to let go of, my child, and I thought you should be a swimmer, I thought you should be doing this and that. And actually, holy heck, you're literally showing me, nah, blow it all up, mum. I will be what I've already signed up to be on my soul agreement. Get out of the way. Now, the beauty of these children, I think they're amazing. They're powerhouses. They are so connected in, and I call this the starry energy in the light. I am who I am. Stop trying to change me. I will cop the shit more than people pleasing and shape shifting and tucking it all in and putting on my lovely face. They're showing us to just let me be. And typically they're coming in because us mums are playing out certain parts of what I call the heart energy in the shadows, is the people pleasing, the shape shifting, doing things because we think we should, overgiving, just completely off our own seed of intelligence path. Our children are saying no. Now, to let go of that, our monkey mind has been throwing nets over us to people please and shapeshift and, trying to get us to go the opposite way. To let go, you have to feel the burn of, I'm so frustrated, I'm angry, I might even get to rage, I'm just in tears because I'm like, oh, I'm letting you do your thing, but it's having havoc on the inside of myself. And that is the beautiful thing that I'm, showing many mums, is the heart energy, the emotions. They are powerful. It is not to be pushed away. There is so much power in it, and that's the gift that these children are bringing us. Which starts to bring up all the themes of, I've had a tricky time as a mum with this child. I'm exhausted. I've really struggled to have a heart connection with you because you've been my button pusher and that prodder and the child that's always bringing the stuff up. That is the point of the new way that I see, is heart connection as priority. If you don't have a heart connection, a really good, strong heart connection with your child, then you're off as far as trying to shove them into a person that they're not ever going to be. And they're only ever going to look back to say, mum was interfering, controlling, martyring, all of that stuff. That's the shit that us mums have to face, whether we like it or not. Whether your child has a diagnosis of PDA, ODD, anything of that level, it's still there, and it's still, like a toddlerhood and teens, it's going to come up and you're going to play it out to the point where, I'm bringing in another concept, you go through an energetic divorce. A, with your partner, to let go of codependence, but B, then the thing is, once you start feeling, is to literally go through it with your children. So eventually you're both standing on your own 2 feet, even when they're quite young, and say, I honor you. You are a wise being. You're here with a soul path that's going in light and dark. It's not ever going to be one beautiful, perfect line. And I need to get out of the way of you. At the same time, knowing that at certain times they will have monkey mind nets where they're like, oh, I don't want to do it. And you're like, no, I know in my heart, this is something that is on their path. Like it's just something that they might be shy about, a bit nervous about, but there's so much glory over here. That's the part to be, this is the month's work that I do with many women in mentorships, is figuring this out, and when to look at yourself and feel on the inside. It's all guided from here. I feel really strongly that this is something that's actually on your path, and I'm here to help you work through your emotions about that. So for example, me doing this soul work, I know I have to get out there and put myself out with offerings or, speak and all of that. But there's been times where I've completely had to throw myself off the edge of the cliff. I haven't wanted to do it because of the nerves of being seen and heard. But I knew that it was my path, that I needed to do it. So that's the point. And this is why as these children bring their mums to me to work with them, it starts to become, oh, this is me. Like, they're reflecting so much stuff for me in my world right now that I need to be going through, so that I can go forward with my own family work, inner work, and soul work. That's the 3 main prongs of our earth work here. Once you start doing that yourself, then you can easily see, oh, yes, my child is going through that right now too. And I know, no, there's glory on the other side. So I hope that's making sense. Sometimes you are the mum guiding your child to work through their emotions, not just, oh, come on, it'll be good for you. No, you have to do it. And all of that, I'm not really feeling you, but honoring their heart emotion. Then when you've gotten them through that, they go, oh yeah, okay, I can see there was glory on the other side, versus the times when they're like, nah, I don't want to do it, and there's a different energy about it. Basically, get the hell off my path. You are interfering, mum. You are controlling. You are martyring. You're just, and you can feel their heart connection going with you. And it comes up definitely towards tween and teenville. They start looking at you all the times that you were stepping in on my path, thinking that you knew better than me. Now I'm going to start bringing it back up. So one thing I want to say is these children often hold in a lot of anger because they haven't been heard, seen, and felt. So that is then the work once we as mums start to go, oh yeah, okay, I've got to start to feel this stuff and come into the heart energy on it. That's when we start to go, oh, and now I see you too. There's a lot of emotion there that's been shoved down. I always do this, grinding downwards, because they're angry. They have not been seen for the magic that they've been bringing in to activate us mums. So I can't say enough to really scan and go, thank you. I see why you're coming in. Thank you. You're doing what you said you'd come here to do. Sorry that we have all come back on you and given you so much resistance for something your seed of intelligence has been pulling you to do all the way along, and it's not really going to stop. But then it's the work for us mothers to go out and basically fend off everyone else to say, no, they are bringing shit to light here. We've actually got to look at what they're resisting rather than the diagnosis world. So last thing, my background's in speech pathology and disability, all of this. I've had a good mouthful of the whole world. And that's when I came out to realize, no, our children are coming in with good messages. And for us mothers, we don't need to diagnose them. You can, but the diagnosis is typically, I need validation as a mum because this has been hard work. Now, diagnosing is one thing external, but you actually have to look at it on the internal to go, how have you felt as a mum going through this journey with a really tricky and challenging child? You have to eventually do the work to bring up the emotions because it's there and our children sense it. There's no hiding it, and they sense I am, my mum dreads me, my mum finds me so hard. I am a problem. That's the stuff that until we work through this in the deeper heart level, then they're going to feel that, on their path. So around that, that's why I always say with the diagnosis, you are better off looking at star, heart, earth energy on my website, HeidiHosking.com. You can do the quiz at the top to find if your child's more star, heart, and earth, and do it for yourself and all your family members to really get a good understanding. And as I've said, you can be star, heart, earth in the light or the shadow. And that's the understanding that I work with in my courses and mentorships, to have an empowered look at your whole self rather than plucking out one thing that might not be right about your child and going and diagnosing them. We're making the energy about there's something wrong with you, when actually there's something wrong with us. We are not being self-responsible to honor the energetics of our children reflecting us. And there's stuff to be seen, glorious things that our children are resisting, to go, oh yeah, okay, I hadn't seen that. Oh yeah, heck, this is actually on my path. I'm actually going to be exploring this theme with them because they are resisting it. In saying that, I hope you all have taken something from this. Do ask any questions in the comments. Do know that I do mentorships, courses. Check it out on my website. I've got the link below. I'm always putting out there if you want to buy me a coffee. As far as a donation, I've got that link too. It's all going towards me getting my first book published. It's getting there, and then second and third are already coming because I've pegged down that much information on our children. And the first one is, you are it. You are the only person here in this reality. If we keep trying to fix, change, and deal with our children or any issue in the external, we've completely lost the fact that it's actually within us. And that's what's bringing us back to the heart energy, to actually having to feel your inner universe, because there's so much in there. What's going on within you when your child resists you, that is the key starting place for these beautiful children. They are powerhouses. Go and give them a hug. They are amazing. It is really hard to be a mum of these types of children, yes, but they are going to give you the biggest gift ever. If you can work on your inner self as well, then amazing. Otherwise, yeah, don't forget to subscribe, and please do share this with anyone that you feel like might resonate with this. There's not a lot of information around on these types of topics in what I see as the new way outside of the allied health world and diagnosing world. It's now time for us mums to go, I am the team with my child. We are energetically assigned to this. Anyone else that I try and bring in to help is completely not getting anywhere near the root cause of what's going on, and you will be going around the merry-go-round with your child, or as I say, heart connections will go as they get older if we don't really try and get on their path. Anyway, do subscribe. Let me know if you would like any other topics talked about. Sign up for my email on my website down the bottom of the homepage. Stay in touch. I'm spreading lots of information, lots of different ways. Bye.